Hello and welcome. This video is a translation and voiceover of a tutorial from the YouTube channel Luba Lace. Its creator, Luba, makes many interesting patterns for both knitting and crochet. You'll find a link to her original channel in the description. And now let's get started on knitting this striking pattern. To begin, we need to cast on an even number of stitches. I will cast on 10 stitches for the main pattern, plus 2 selvage stitches for a total of 12 stitches. I'll be using a standard cast on method. I now have 12 stitches on my needles. Now we are going to work a foundation row or a setup row. This row is preparatory and is not part of the main pattern repeat. For this first preparatory row, we'll work in a 1x1 rib. I will knit the first selvage stitch, then we'll work in a K1 P1 rib. The first stitch is a knit followed by a purl, so knit, purl, and continue this to the end of the row. We will end the row with a purl stitch, and the final selvage stitch will also be a purl. Alright, our preparatory row is complete. Row 1. Now we'll focus on the first 2 stitches. In the space between the knit stitch and the purl stitch, I insert the right hand needle, grab the yarn, and pull up a loop. Do not slip the first stitch off the left hand needle yet. Now, knit that first stitch through the front loop. Slip it off the needle. The next stitch is a purl. Let's repeat that. Between the knit and purl stitches, insert the right hand needle into the space and pull up a loop. Knit the first stitch on the left hand needle. Slip it off. The next stitch is a purl. Continue this to the end of the row. Between the first and second stitch, pull up a loop. Knit the first stitch through the front loop, then purl the next. Between the first and second stitch, pull up a loop. Knit the first stitch through the front loop, then purl the next. And for the last pair, insert between the stitches, pull up a loop, knit the first stitch. We finish the pattern with a purl stitch, and the final selvage stitch is also a purl. Row 1 is complete. Row 2, slip the first selvage stitch. The first stitch you see here is a knit stitch. Next, we have a paired stitch. This consists of the loop we pulled up and the stitch from the previous row, which now looks like a purl. We are going to purl these 2 stitches together through the front loops. Let's repeat. Knit 1, then purl the next 2 stitches together. Knit 1, purl 2 together. Continue this to the end of the row. Knit 1, purl 2 together. The final selvage stitch is a purl, and that is the entire pattern. The pattern repeat consists of row 1 and row 2. You should exclude the initial setup row from the repeat. This means you could start your project with several rows of standard 1x1 ribbing and then transition into this textured pattern. It's a beautiful and unusual stitch. This pattern is ideal for knitting hats. You could also use it for a cardigan, and it would make a very interesting pattern for a sweater. In my source, this stitch is called the pattern for a hat brim. The fabric is indeed dense. If you choose the right needle size, it will create a very substantial hat. For a sweater, you could knit it more loosely and the structure of the pattern will remain. The wrong side simply looks like small crossed stitches. One important tip: when you pull up that diagonal loop in row 1, try to keep the tension consistent throughout your project. Make sure the loops are all roughly the same size to prevent the pattern from looking uneven. I'll show you where my tension was a bit off. Here, this loop was pulled out too long, and here as well. These small inconsistencies can slightly spoil the overall look of the pattern. Otherwise, this is a very fast and simple stitch to knit, and it creates a very interesting texture.